WWE just made their big reveal on the new Bray Wyatt project that's been in the works. So we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's going on with Mercedes Mone, Maxxine Dupri, and more. It was a few months back when news first started going around that WWE was getting Bo Dallas and several others together to film content for an upcoming Bray Wyatt related project. And after months of anticipation, the big reveal and details about the project have finally been released to the public. The project is a documentary titled Bray Wyatt Becoming Immortal. In the trailer for the documentary, we got several quick glimpses of what we could expect. It appears we'll be hearing from Bo Dallas, Bray's sister JoJo Offerman, Jason Baker, and many more. It looks like they'll go over Bray's early life and early WWE days, but it looks like the bulk of the never-before-seen footage will really kick off Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse era onwards. The trailer showed quick teasers of behind-the-scene footage from Bray Wyatt filming on the set of the Firefly Funhouse, something we've never seen before and something we never knew was being filmed to begin with. So it's really cool to see all this backstage footage that was being captured over the years. They continue to tease several behind-the-scenes shots of the Firefly Funhouse, even shots of Bray standing in the Funhouse in full Fiend gear while filming. It even looks like we'll be getting a detailed behind-the-scenes look to Bray's 2021 WWE return, when he was returning as the burnt variant of the Fiend. Bray can be seen trying on different masks and attire backstage at the Thunderdome from that same time frame. They also showed Bray Wyatt and Triple H embracing at Extreme Rules 2022, just moments before Bray walked out on stage to make his chilling and memorable return to the company. So even getting to see what that conversation was like between Triple H and Bray Wyatt will be a lot of fun to witness. It also looks like we'll be getting a detailed look into scrapped ideas from Bray and other characters that were never used. Jason Baker can be seen in the trailer with several drawings, and even showing off different physical versions of the Fiend mask that was never seen before on WWE television. So it's looking like it's going to be very informative and an emotional documentary to watch that'll allow us to see all the details of Bray's amazing creative process and some never before seen backstage footage of all the magic that he created. Mercedes Mone just started her AEW run, and everyone's excited to see what her chapter turns out to be for her. But her advocate and producer, Kevin Undergaro, recently confirmed that rumors that Mercedes was in fact talking and negotiating with both WWE and AEW over the last few months in regards to her services. Kevin confirms that there was an extremely generous offer on the table from WWE's side for Mercedes to return to the company, but she ultimately had to go with AEW. Kevin says that Mercedes' decision to sign with AEW wasn't a matter of necessarily more money, but that they just felt like AEW provided her with more opportunity, more mental help, and more creative control than WWE and other options. So those few things are what really sealed the deal and made her sign with AEW. But like Mercedes even revealed in an interview before her AEW debut, she said that she's fully aware that she has unfinished business in WWE, and she expects to see herself back in WWE sometime more down the line to finish that business up. But for now, in the foreseeable future, Mercedes Mone is a member of the AEW roster. Her deal was also confirmed to be a multi-year deal, and Tony Khan seems very excited to have her. So everyone expects big things to continue to go down there for Mercedes in AEW. Maxxine Dupri's storyline continued this week in many different ways. Following her embarrassing moment with Candice LeRae, Maxxine Dupri left the arena all covered up in a large sweatsuit, with her hoodie on and big sunglasses, just not wanting to be seen at all. Maxxine even had another moment backstage of confronting Candice LeRae for why she said all those horrible things. And Candice says it's because Maxxine just doesn't belong in WWE. Obviously, it's not a new storyline. It's definitely that same sort of sympathetic babyface versus bully storyline that usually ends in triumph for the babyface. So maybe the bad times will continue to unfold for Maxxine over the next few weeks, but eventually in due time, she'll have that big breakthrough moment of revenge on Candice LeRae and prove that she does belong. A big legendary name that jumped in on this conversation with Maxxine Dupri was the one and only Trish Stratus. During an interview with Slam Wrestling, the topic of dealing with trolls came up, and it eventually led to Trish commenting on the viral live event video with Maxxine Dupri getting booed. Trish had this to say about Maxxine and the entire situation, quote, "I think Maxxine is doing great. I think she's being booked perfectly. I see similar parallels to the way I was booked early on. I believe I have this connection with the fans because of how I came up. I didn't do the traditional upbringing. I didn't come in trained. I didn't do the indies or the minor leagues, so to speak. I literally learned on the road. I learned as I went, and everyone was along for the journey. They got to see me fall down, but they also got to see me stand up, dust myself off, and try again. I think she's doing a great job. She's athletic. She's got a great look. She's gorgeous. I think she's the perfect underdog story. I think it's going to turn around and people are going to click with her, and she'll be around a long time. I would encourage her to use those negative words as her fuel. I hope she turns it into a fire so that she can go back to them and say, look at what I did now. When I was getting criticized, when people were telling me I'd never succeed, my motivation was to become so good that people couldn't help but notice. That drove me. Hopefully that can be her fuel as well." End quote. So Trish Stratus is saying that she sees a lot of parallels between Maxxine Dupri and herself, and Trish is right. Trish came into the WWE with absolutely no wrestling experience, no time on the independent scene, and was just forced to learn how to fit in with the big leagues right off the bat, which is the exact situation Maxxine Dupri has found herself in. And Trish went from being this clueless, no prior wrestling experience signee, all the way to being one of the greatest to ever do it. So it looks like that's something Trish wants to make known to Maxxine. The sky's the limit, no matter what your prior experience or wrestling background is. Just don't give up now and feed into all those negative words. Just keep working on all those negative reactions as encouragement. So hopefully hearing those words from someone of Trish's stature will give Maxxine that extra push to fight even harder. As far as things go with Maxxine's storyline, it does seem like it's going to continue, at least for the near future. The most recent edition of Raw continued to build up Candice LeRae as a heel, so we can definitely expect to see more run-ins between Maxxine and Candice as the weeks come. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.